Chapter 1. The Diagnosis. Cami was just an ordinary teenage girl living in a small town in Britain. She loved hanging out with her friends, going to parties, and dreaming about her future. But everything changed when she was diagnosed with regressive relapse syndrome. At first, Cami didn't understand what that meant. But as the doctors explained it to her and her parents, she realized that her body was regressing in age. She was 19 years old, but her body was slowly reverting back to that of a 1-year-old. Cami was devastated. She couldn't believe that she would have to go through life wearing diapers, using a pacifier, and being treated like a baby. But as the days went by, she started to notice the changes in her body. Her clothes no longer fit her, and she found herself craving the comfort of a cradle. Chapter 2. The Struggle. As Cami's body continued to regress, she found herself struggling to come to terms with her new reality. Her friends didn't understand what she was going through, and she felt isolated and alone. She longed to be a normal teenager again, but she knew that was impossible. Cami's parents did their best to support her, but they didn't know how to help her cope with her condition. They tried to treat her like a normal teenager, but Cami could see the worry in their eyes. She knew that they were just as scared as she was. One day, as Cami sat in her room, surrounded by her baby things, she made a decision. She was tired of feeling sorry for herself. She was tired of being treated like a baby. She was going to fight back. Chapter 3. The Transformation. Cami started to research regressive relapse syndrome, determined to find a way to stop her regression. She read medical journals, talked to experts, and even reached out to other people with the same condition. And slowly, she started to see a glimmer of hope. She discovered that there were treatments available that could slow down the regression process. She started therapy sessions, changed her diet, and even started exercising regularly. And as she did, she started to notice changes in her body. Her regression slowed down, and she started to feel more like herself again. She no longer needed to rely on diapers or pacifiers, and she felt more in control of her life. She was determined to beat this condition and live a normal life. Chapter 4. The Triumph. Months passed, and Cami's hard work paid off. She had stopped regressing and was back to being a normal 19-year-old girl. She had overcome the odds and had proven that she was stronger than her condition. Cami's friends and family were amazed by her transformation. They couldn't believe how far she had come and how determined she had been to beat regressive relapse syndrome. Cami was an inspiration to everyone around her. As Cami looked back on her journey, she realized that she had grown stronger and more resilient because of her condition. She had faced her fears head-on and had come out victorious. She knew that she could overcome anything life threw at her. And as she stood in front of the mirror, looking at her reflection, Cami smiled. She was no longer a victim of her condition. She was a survivor. And she was ready to take on whatever challenges came her way.